Good morning. This is Monique, Monipo on Facebook, and I am going to read a portion of Uncle Tom's Cabin. It is from chapter 5, and I'm going to call this passage The Enlightenment of Mrs. Shelby. My dear, said Mrs. Shelby, recollecting herself, forgive me. I have been hasty. I was surprised and entirely unprepared for this. But surely you will allow me to intercede for these poor creatures. Tom is a noble-hearted, faithful fellow, if he is black. I do believe, Mr. Shelby, that if he were put to it, he would lay down his life for you. I know it, I dare say. But what's all the use of this? I can't help myself. Why not make a sacrifice? I'm willing to bear my part on this inconvenience. Oh, Mr. Shelby, I have tried most faithfully, as a Christian woman should, to do my duty to these poor, simple, dependent creatures. I have cared for them, instructed them, watched over them, and know all their little cares and joys for years. And how can I ever hold up my head again among them for the sake of a little gain? We sell such a faithful, excellent, confiding creature as poor Tom, and tear him from the moment we all have taught him to love and value? I have taught them the duties of the family, of parent and child, and husband and wife. And how can I bear to have this open acknowledgement that we care to have no tie, no duty, no relations, however sacred, compared with money? I've talked to Eliza about her boy, her duty to him as a Christian mother, to watch over him, pray for him, and bring him up in a Christian way. And now what should I say if you tear him away and sell him, soul and body, to a profane, unprincipled man, just to save some money? I have told her that one soul is worth more than all the money in the world. And how will she believe me when she sees us turn around and sell her child? Sell him, perhaps to certain ruin of body and soul. Now, I'm sorry you feel about it this way. Indeed I am, said Mr. Shelby. And I respect your feelings too, though I don't pretend to share them to the full extent. But I tell you now, it is of no use. I cannot help myself. I didn't mean to tell you this, Emily, but in plain words, there is no choice between selling these two and selling everything. Either they must go or they all must go. He has come to me in the possession of a mortgage, which I didn't clear it off with him directly. It will take everything before it. I've raked and scraped and borrowed, and I've done everything but beg. And the price of these two is what has made up the balance, and I had to give them up. Haley fancied the child. He agreed to settle the matter that way and no other. I was in his power, and I had to do it. If you feel so that I have just sold them two, would you feel better if I sold them all? Miss Shelby looked stricken, and finally she rested her hand on her face and just sort of groaned. This is God's curse to slavery. A bitter, bitter, most accursed thing. A curse to the master and a curse to the slave. I was a fool to think that I could make anything out of such a deadly evil. It is a sin to hold a slave under laws like ours. I've always felt it was. I've always thought so, even as a girl. I thought so still even more after joining the church. But I thought I could glide over it. I thought by kindness and care and instructions, I could make the condition of mine better than freedom. Fool that I was.